Hi everyone and welcome back to the Work and Study Smarter series with me, Faith B. And today we're talking about how to engage in deep work. What is deep work and how can you benefit from it? Well, for context, the whole idea about engaging in deep work was created by Cal Newport in his book Focus on Deep Work. His book is called Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. Now today we're going to delve into deep work. What is deep work? How does it benefit you? And indeed, how can we actually use it in our everyday lives? So welcome back to the Work and Study Smarter series, a series where we delve into all things productivity, we delve into time management, and indeed we delve into organisation. Now this topic is very transformative. It's the opposite of shallow work. Deep work is all about the capacity to focus on demanding tasks without interruption. Now it's when you become completely absorbed, completely immersed into your work and produce high quality results in less time. What Cal Newport actually talks about, and the idea that is championed by him, is where he contrasts shallow work. Shallow work is tasks that are often done amidst distractions and don't require much cognitive effort or focus. Now, what Newport actually emphasizes in his book called Deep Work: Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World, published in 2016, he emphasized that deep work is a skill that can be developed through intentional practice, yielding significant benefits for those who practice it. Why? Because it actually boosts your productivity and indeed well-being. Now, on to the point where I love here we are with some statistics and some studies that actually demonstrate the importance of deep work. Now, research by Deloitte actually indicates that 83% of employees believe deep work boosts productivity. Now, for those who are here on the Work and Study Smarter series, productivity is such a key aspect of the series because when you are productive, it reduces stress, it improves your organization, and indeed yields positive time management. So what this study actually delves into, it notes that these employees are more engaged when they can work uninterrupted. Similarly, the Journal of Applied Psychology also reports that people who practice deep, focused work are around 2 to 3 times more productive than those who frequently multitask or switch between tasks. Now, this demonstrates that this deep work is not just a concept, it's not just an ideology or a notion, it also practically yields benefits. These benefits I'm going to talk to you about as well, and also share my personal experience of engaging in deep work. As a studentpreneur, I find that deep work is so beneficial because when you can delve into something positively in deep focus, it yields more concentrated results. Now, some of the benefits that have been noted and some benefits I also resonate with are as follows. The first one is that it leads to improved focus and better performance. It leads to enhanced learning and mastery of complex subjects. It leads to greater satisfaction and lower stress levels, which is what we mentioned before. And indeed, if you are a student or if you are a person really struggling with mental health in terms of anxiety, you're actually focusing unequivocally So you're focusing unequivocally on this one point. And what this actually allows you to do is yield higher quality results and indeed results in higher efficient work and more efficient work. Now, according to another study by the University of California, those who dedicated 2 to 4 hours of study daily to deep work experienced a 30% boost in problem solving and creative thinking. Now, these people who practice long, uninterrupted focus report job satisfaction and reduce stress, as shown in a Harvard Business Review report. So that was a lot of data, but that data actually demonstrates the need of deep work. Now, deep work for me, as a studentpreneur, is really beneficial because let's say, for example, let's provide you with an example. Let's say I'm doing my law studies, for example, and I'm doing contract law. When I actually focus on that, even using the Pomodoro method, I could do the Pomodoro method and do 25 minutes of focused deep study. I then yield better results because in turn, I become more confident in the subject area and indeed more proficient. And so really what's part of deep work is actually creating a distraction-free environment. So you may say, Faith B, how do I do this? Well, you're in the right place. And I'm sure a lot of questions might be about how do I actually use deep work? How do I benefit from deep work in everyday life? Now, let's get into it. So practical tips in terms of how to really facilitate that deep work as opposed to that shallow work environment. Now, the first one I want to talk about is choosing a quiet space. Now, your space is very important because you need to select a location with minimal external noise and also and minimal interruptions. Now, for students, it might be a library. For those who are at work, it might be their desk, it might be their office, it might be a certain room in their house. But really, it's about finding that space that works for you. Now, a dedicated space at home can help, because research actually demonstrates and shows that there's some research that I was actually kind of researching for this episode from the American Psychological Association that show that people working in designated quiet areas can indeed see task performance improve by up to 50%. Now, let me share with you a personal anecdote. When I was at King's and reading politics, I found that going to the library, finding a quiet study space, again yielded more positive results rather, because it actually helped me to be more focused. Rather, for example, if I was, let's say, in a more crowded space, or if I was with friends, I'd find that I wasn't quite as focused as I needed to be. But again, it's really about finding what works for you. For me, I know that a quiet study space works, especially when I want to engage in deep work. Now, limiting digital distractions, so muting your phone or activating do not disturb mode, apps such as Forest or Focus, or even if you have an iPhone, you can pop on the Focus app, which is free. It's already embedded in your phone, which is something I actually personally use, is really important. Again, going back to another app we spoke on before called Forest app. I'm just going to show my screen now. So the Forest app, again, is an app that people have recommended. So let me just share my screen. So the Forest app really, again, can help you feel focused. This app actually actively plants trees as well when you use it. This app is available, I believe, on the Play Store and on the App Store as well. Now, there's actually a study from University College London, UCL, revealed that the average person actually checks their phone 58 times daily, and which actually does have an impact because it disrupts your concentration and can reduce productivity by up to 40%. Now, I can admit for myself as well, we can all use our phone less. This isn't a judgmental episode. This is just an episode to help all of you and help myself indeed to be more focused and to engage more consistently in deep work. So that is the Forest app. And you also have the focus mode on an iPhone as well, which is really just as beneficial, as you can see here. Let me show you a couple of images on here. This is the focus mode. Let's just click on this one, an image sourced by AstroPad. As you can see here, do not disturb, work, sleep, cooking, fitness, and personal. My personal ones here, let's pull it up. I've got do not disturb, personal, work, sleep, God, reading, law, masters, and podcasting. So those are the things I want to do. So those are the focus modes. And indeed, to be more specific to those focus modes, you can actually set who can contact you as well. As you can see here, you can name a focus, you can create your own focus. Do not disturb is standard, but you can actually name and create other ones. You have driving focus, and so focus is really important. So in terms of other benefits of deep work and how to actually kind of use it, how to create a distraction-free environment, it's a scheduled deep work time. Now, it goes back to an episode where I spoke quite proficiently and quite detailed in actually time blocking. Now, when we're talking about scheduling deep work, it's about blocking out specific times in your calendar for deep work and treating it as non-negotiable. So just how you'd say, for example, for me going to church, or for me, going to class, that's non-negotiable. In that same vein, scheduling and indeed completing deep work should be non-negotiable as well. What this does two things in my mind. In the first mind, it makes sure that you actually stick to it, that you commit to it because it's already in your diary. But the second thing is it allows you to tell other people about these focus periods to limit interruptions. For example, you could say, I'm studying now, everyone, so I'll see you back in an hour. And so time management research has actually found that scheduling appointments and scheduling uninterrupted blocks of time or times of work for study or for whatever it may be can boost your focus and cut the time needed to complete your tasks by up to 25%. And really, just a couple more options really before we conclude this very brief episode on deep work is really decluttering your workspace. This is so important. Now, the other day, I was literally cleaning my room and I really did a deep clean of my desk area, my ensuite area, my wardrobe, really having a deep clutter of my workspace, because what that's happening to me today as I'm recording today on Monday, I've now been more focused because my desk is not as cluttered. I have my key journals here as well, my key books. So for example, today, I attended a introductory session for university, which I'm starting in January. So I actually took some time off from university to run the business. So when I see everyone, just to let you all know. So I'm now actually going back to university in January. I'm starting to study the Law Masters conversion at the University of Law. So as you can see, so today I had an introductory session. So I grabbed a notebook here. Let me show you so that I feel like I'm just kind of getting blocked out here. Let me see if I can show you. Let me just put myself here. Well, I can't really show you this one because of the green screen. This is hilarious, me trying to figure this out. But as you can see, I have a book. You can't really see it, but I have a book in my hand. This is laughable. I have a book in my hand, but anyway, it's the Write Down Your Dreams Linear Notebook by FBI. It's available. It has notes, etc. As you can see, you can briefly see it here. It has notes, etc. I've been making notes there. And simultaneously, I have a business journal, which has really helped me. So that's really about decluttering your workspace, because a tidy environment allows you to have a clear mind. Princeton University has supported this by showing that clutter can drain your cognitive resources by up to 40%. I know for myself, if I sit down at my desk and it's cluttered, honestly, it just makes me feel kind of like disorganized already. It does, for me personally, interrupt it as well. Apply the 2-minute rule. So if a minor task or thought distracts you, jot it down and continue working. So I'll give you an example. Today, while I was actually on my law study, however you want to term it, I had a thought about a meeting I had after a business meeting. So I grabbed my journal, jotted it down and moved on. And that actually helped me to address more tasks because it prevented my focus being disrupted. So I was able to get all the information for law, as well as remembering and noting down a task I had to do afterwards. And again, the Journal of Management Studies found that goal setting can increase productivity by up to 25%. Now, if you are struggling with goal setting, do follow us, Facebook Insight CRC here. Do follow us on our new website, which will be launching next year, because I'm launching events and workshops which will really tackle this as well. Now, this is the end of the episode. This has been a very brief episode, but hopefully a very beneficial episode. I know I haven't shared my screen as much, but I'm going to actually end by just kind of showing you the book by Cal Newport. So let's do that together. So this is the book by Cal Newport, Deep Work, Rules for Focused Success in a Distracted World. Now what is actually spoken about here is that deep work is the power to focus without distraction on a cognitively demanding task. It allows you to quickly master complicated information and produce results in less time, a superpower in our increasingly competitive economy. And so Professor Cal Newport, he presents 4 rules for transforming your mind and your habits to support the skills. So number 1, work deeply. 2, embrace boredom. 3, quit social media. And 4, drain the shallows. And so this book is available on Amazon. This is not sponsored, but I really thought I'd just share with you a study skill here on deep work. It's available on Amazon and will arrive after Christmas, according to my personal account as well. And then just recapping, we had the Forest Focus app here as well to stay focused, and simultaneously we have the iPhone focus mode as well. Forest is available on Google Play and available on the App Store as well. Now that is the benefits of focus and the benefits of deep work. So I just want to conclude really with a few things. I want to conclude with a few calls to action, because mastering deep work is essential for boosting productivity and effectiveness. Now, while building this, one discipline takes time. Remember, it takes 21 days according to studies and statistics to create a habit. The rewards are definitely significant. Start small, apply these strategies, and actually you will watch as they transform your work and your study habits. Thank you for joining me on the Work and Study Smarter series with me, Faith B. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for more valuable insights. And then next week as well, next Thursday, we will have another podcast episode, the Faith Brunel's Insight CRC podcast, available on here on YouTube and on Spotify. And just briefly, if you're interested in purchasing resources, head to the link in bio to our Amazon store, where many people, such as yourselves, struggling with organisation, have purchased these resources and have benefited from them. Stay tuned for our workshops, and do really follow us on TikTok as well, more primarily because I do a lot of this or that in terms of the studying editions as well. And also we do a lot of kind of tips on studying, and also general things like my life as a studentpreneur. I'm going to be reading law. I'm starting a law conversion masters at the University of Law in January. I started my masters early this year, but I unfortunately became slightly unwell. God is good, he's a healer, I'm delivered, but I did become slightly unwell, and also I decided to take some time off to scale up the business, and now we are a CIC. We're now a community interest company, which means that we are a social enterprise, which shows our dedication to mental health and to study skills. So as I said, there's a lot of information there. I definitely would replay this so that you don't miss out on anything, because going into next year, we're going to have a lot of workshops and etc. So do head over to your university, because there are some opportunities listed there for you. So let's just conclude the episode. If you enjoyed it, follow, subscribe, and like. Hopefully today, in terms of your key takeaways, in terms of what is deep work and why is it crucial, research-backed benefits of deep work, a step-by-step guide to creating a distraction-free space, and finally, practical tips to stay focused and achieve your goals. And remember, so thank you for joining me on the Work and Study Smart series. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell either the left or the right. My hand is missing right now for more valuable insights. Thanks all, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.